Thank you, everyone. We are ready to roll back on video. Sorry, video viewers, that we didn't have video the last couple days, but big thanks to Sean for putting the audio in the video feed. It's like peanut butter and chocolate.
Peanut butter jelly time.
It was like audio video time. Yeah.
Peanut butter jelly time.
I mean, I guess I could have recorded video from upstairs in my father-in-law's apartment.
Peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, why didn't you, Tom?
Yeah,
why
what's
do you
wrong
hate
with
your
me?
audience?
Yeah, we're going to podcast in Hawaii, Tom.
Are we?
Maybe.
That seems like a very un-Veronica thing to say.
Maybe.
Maybe we will.
Depending on the Wi-Fi.
I want to test my gotennas in Hawaii.
Okay, I don't know.
Do you know what
that
gotenna is?
Nope.
It lets you communicate. It lets your phones send text messages and share locations without having to have internet over like a 2.5 mile range.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. All right, folks, shall we do this show?
Do a show.
All right,
Let's
do it.
My fellow citizens of the internet, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. So go show fear you mean business. Go to dailytechnewsshow.com/support and show them you're not interested in fear. You're interested in the future.
This is the Daily Tech News for Monday, November 30th, 2015. I'm Tom Merritt. Joining me today, as she does most Mondays, Ms. Veronica Belmont, DTNS contributor and host of Dear Veronica on Engadget. Happy Monday, Veronica.
Happy Monday, Tom. Did you have an excellent Thanksgiving?
I did. I had an excellent Thanksgiving. And you?
I did as well. Yes, I hosted Thanksgiving, and it was very successful, and I think everyone came away a little fuller and a little better.
Wow, you improved people.
Better people.
I bet that makes Patrick Beja from France wish that he had Thanksgiving in France.
so many things we wish we had that you guys do and we don't. Thanksgiving is but one. Happy Monday, Veronica is another one. But I'm also incredibly thankful to you, Tom, to Veronica, and to the scheduling authorities of the Daily Tech News Show for letting me be part of that special post-Thanksgiving Happy Monday.
Monday welcomes you.
Patrick is here, of course, because he's normally on Tuesdays, but tomorrow he will be washing his scarf. I really, he's got
Pre-show callback.
He's got something really important and really boring going on tomorrow, and he can't do the show. So Veronica was nice enough to let him play with us here on Monday. And Patrick also wrote a post about Mac gaming that we're going to use as our discussion story today. So that should be interesting.
Saved me the research. Didn't have to look anything up today. So that was awesome.
There you go. Hence the reason we were willing to let Patrick be on the show.
Easy Veronica wins every time.
I know how it works now. I can work my way around the Daily Tech News Show anytime.
Absolutely. All right, let's start off with some headlines. As Motang submitted on our subreddit, dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com, Blackberry confirmed it will exit the Pakistani market as of today, November 30th. In a blog post, COO Marty Beard wrote that Pakistan demanded, quote, open access to monitor a significant swath of our customers' communications. And the Pakistan Telecommunications Authority said back in July it would shut down the encrypted BlackBerry Enterprise Service Network by December 1st for security reasons if things didn't change. So it looks like things aren't going to change. BlackBerry gave India access to BlackBerry Internet Services and BlackBerry Messaging a couple of years ago, but not BlackBerry Enterprise Service, which is what Pakistan allegedly, according to BlackBerry, wanted access to. So a little bit of a different situation. BlackBerry Enterprise Services, of course, involves encrypted business communications, which RIM and now BlackBerry have always been extra defensive of.
This really speaks to all the discussions that we've been having recently about security versus privacy and the unwillingness to give up privacy matters in the face of growing security concerns. And I think this is happening across the world at this point. And I understand businesses not wanting to give up that information and to open access. But at the same time, there's a strong argument sometimes for security measures. But I tend to land on the side of privacy personally.
Yeah, we discussed this last week at length, and I stand by what we said then. I would just wonder openly if that climate has encouraged BlackBerry to say, No, this time when they and you pointed out it was a different request from Pakistan that it was from India a couple of years ago, but maybe they were encouraged to say no because of the current climate.
It
So,
might have stiffened their resolve.
Yeah.
You could, yeah.
Do you think it looks better for companies to err on the privacy side of consumers, or do you think consumers are more willing to open up their access to their information for security reasons?
That's a hard one to say. I definitely have heard from both sides of that argument. I tend to believe that people would rather the government didn't spy on them. That does seem to be the prevailing attitude. But
I think without judging or deciding what the customers want, there's certainly a trend in the tech industry to protect the consumer at this point by protecting their privacy. So it would look weird if BlackBerry was the only one saying, "Oh, it's fine, you can have it all, no problem." So, yeah.
Indeed.
VTech has shut down its Learning Lodge app, its Learning Lodge app store, and several websites. The Chinese toy maker discovered an unauthorized party accessed a customer database on November 14th. The database contained name, email address, password, IP address, mailing address, and download history for more than 5 million accounts.
And children's names associated with a lot of those accounts, which I think gives this story a little extra punch for some people. As usual, no credit card information, right? The credit card information was stored in a separate database, which leads to the obvious late night talk show host joke: why don't they store everything with the credit card information then?
Yes, because that's also a great idea. Microsoft released Skype for Business voice and meeting capabilities for Office 365 today. The features which have been in preview include Skype Meeting Broadcast, which can handle up to 10,000 attendees, PSTN conferencing that integrates landlines and mobile phones, and Cloud BPX, which replaces traditional BPX functions. The features come with Office 365's new E5 level for Enterprise, which is $35 a user, and also includes new analytics and storage capabilities.
So get rid of that PBX in the basement. Now you can use Skype.
Toss it out. I mean, this is a huge, like, you know, what is Skype doing for Microsoft? Well, here we go.
Yeah, this is taking over from Link. If you're familiar with that in the enterprise, they've moved that to Skype and integrated some of the Skype functions into that. But Skype for Business is essentially what Microsoft's enterprise voice calling service called Link had been, but it's now adding more and more capabilities all the time. Microsoft is doing lots of things to encourage app creation, like Windows App Studio, and now something called Power Apps, which is out in limited preview. Service lets business users develop custom native mobile and web apps that can be shared within an organization. Runs on Azure, connects with Office 365 data, and can access data through third-party APIs as well. The free tier allows you to access to cloud data sources. The standard paid version will allow unlimited cloud data sources, and then there's an enterprise version that also adds on-premises data sources like SQL and Dynamics. Limited preview now, but it's the idea of saying, hey, we don't need to have expert coders work on everything we want to do. Let's make some tools that make it easier for folks to throw some apps together on the enterprise. A lot of enterprise news today.
Well, that trend ends now because Sonos lovers are going to be happy. Sonos announced it will add support for Apple Music in beta starting December 15th. Apple's Beats Music worked with Sonos speakers, but Apple closed that service today, November 30th. So a mere 2 weeks to wait until you Apple Music lovers can finally use your Sonos not headphones, but speakers with Apple Music again.
Now,
Yeah,
Apple's making sure to make this announcement on the day they're closing Beats because so many people use Sonos speakers. But don't you guys think that this shows a weakness in Sonos, that they have to provide access through their app, that it's not easier for Apple to just cast their music to Sonos speakers?
Well, I mean, Sonos they're not, the one I have at least isn't AirPlay compatible. so that it has to work through the Sonos system in order to work. And that was one of the big downsides to Apple Music when I first signed up back when it launched, is that I'm a big Sonos user and have been for years. And that was a bummer that I couldn't use it through that integration. So I went back to Spotify, and actually the Spotify integrations that they launched in the early fall have been fantastic now. So I'm very happy. I'm a very happy Spotify user at this point because it's working happily with my Sonos as well. So to me, this doesn't really make too much of a difference. Those Beats users are probably going to be kind of bummed out that they have to wait a couple of weeks before they can start using their stuff again. So I'm kind of surprised that there's a big gap there. That seems strange to me, that they would end access to one and not launch the other for several weeks.
I'm just making a plea for an open standard here. If we had DLNA everywhere on everything, then you wouldn't have to wait. You wouldn't have to have companies give you approval to use the devices you paid for.
Be nice.
Yes, but if pigs could fly, Tom, then the world would be upside down.
Just saying, there should be an open standard for pig aviation.
They wouldn't be Apple, would they? Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan announced that they are summoning Captain Planet. Launching the Breakthrough Energy Coalition, along with Bill Gates, to invest in zero-carbon energy technologies. Other members include Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, Jack Ma, and Masayoshi Son. The goal is to cover gaps in government funding by commercializing ideas from public research institutions. Gates and U.S. President Barack Obama, also have a new initiative to double public investment in energy research over the next 5 years called Mission Innovation, with 19 countries already signed up. This is awesome. Please work on desalinization. I know it's not energy, but we could use some of that. Thanks.
Say the Californians who live near oceans. We'd like to use that water. Thanks.
Can we work on that, please? Thanks.
And obviously these announcements coming because of the climate conference that's happening in your town right now, Patrick.
Yep, absolutely. And what I really liked was that their first quote to clarify things about this new incredible initiative was this is really as much about clean energy as it is about making a profit. So just to dispel any conspiracy theory that you might have, I don't think it is. I think it says it's important to have clean energy, and we think it is viable enough that we can make money out of it. I really don't think it's a bad thing. I think it means that it is, it's here. Basically, it's arrived. It is a business opportunity, and the brightest minds on our planet, well, the brightest business minds on our planet, are getting interested in this to make money. So it might be interesting for other people to further research and put money into it, because it is going to not be just a research and money losing proposition. It's going to work out from a business perspective as well. So I choose to look at it in a positive light.
That's positive and also sensible.
I like the fact that it gives conspiracy theorists on both sides of the issue something to point at.
Desalinization.
TechCrunch reports
theorists.
It's just a profit-making move. It's not going to help the climate at all. Or it's another way to fool us into climate change by saying it's going to make profit when it's all a hoax. There you go. There's your other side to both sides. TechCrunch reports that combined online sales over Thanksgiving and Black Friday in the U.S. was up over previous years, reaching $4.45 billion, according to figures from Adobe. Adobe tracks the sales. They're not just talking about sales of Adobe products. Yeah, they're not just talking about sales of Photoshop. They're tracking online sales. Now,
Photoshop had a great year.
Yes, exactly. It's not just Photoshop sales. The retail sales were down. People didn't go to stores as much, but they did shop online more. IBM's benchmark survey shows online Thanksgiving sales were up 26% and Black Friday sales up 14.5% compared to last year. Other tidbits include 40% of Thanksgiving and 35.3% of Black Friday purchases were made on mobile devices, with smartphones accounting for 46% of the shopping traffic, and smartphones were the leading item purchased too. So people were buying smartphones on their smartphones. Smartphones were 23.9% of purchases, tablets coming in at 16.1%.
And in Black Friday news, smartphone,
Yes, pretty much.
smartphone, 27% smartphone.
Numbers,
Yeah.
smartphone.
Did we get anywhere close to single stay? It sounds like probably no.
Not even. No.
Not even a little bit close.
Yeah, just
Wow.
it wasn't going to happen.
T-Ninja 3000 sent us the news that Amazon has a new advertisement for Prime Air featuring former Top Gear and future Amazon Car Show host Jeremy Clarkson, showing off Amazon's new drone design.
Oh, they gave up on that. They're done.
Yeah. The drone in the video has horizontal and vertical propellers and is claimed to be able to travel 15 miles from its home base.
So you'll be able to order a phone from Amazon and have it delivered by drone.
Ah.
Smartphone, drone, smartphone.
Smart drone.
You know,
Smart drone, smartphone, drone.
I'm very glad for that story because I watched the ad, and having never watched Top Gear, I was wondering who that funny British-sounding man was. And he was funny, but it was very strange to see him in an Amazon
So
commercial.
that part about him like being rational and not losing your temper was totally lost on you at that point.
Completely.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
You've never seen Top Gear?
I don't like cars.
Well, no. Okay. I mean, we don't
I've
really
broken
watch Top Gear
Veronica.
cars. I mean, that's like I like cars, but I'm not like a car nut. But I still love Top Gear because they were so funny.
I also don't have like a proper TV, so I don't get it on. I guess I do now.
It's all on Netflix.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Okay. Nigerian retail chain Udala beat Amazon to the punch, though, delivering the first of its Black Friday purchases by drone. Yetunde Lawal ordered a Nokia Lumia smartphone, which was dispatched by drone to the bank where she worked. According to VTech Africa, a Udala employee had to meet the drone and process the invoice before handing the phone over. So they still have that step to take
I was
care
about to say that Amazon was winning the propaganda war for drones. Like, we haven't actually seen Amazon use a drone to deliver anything. But wow, well done, Udala of Nigeria, saying, want a propaganda war for drones? We'll actually deliver something by drone, even if it has to have an employee on the other end to grab it and give it to the person. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of the drone is that you don't need the person to be there, but yeah, no, it is definitely, I mean, go Nigeria.
Yeah, good PR move anyway. Folks, submit your stories to us. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. DailyTechNewsShow.reddit.com. There's more than 5,000 people in there, and you should be one of them. More voices we hear, the better the show gets. DailyTechNewsShow.reddit.com, and that is a look at the headlines. So I was just randomly, because he emailed me the link, looking at PatrickBeja.com this week.
You mean you don't check it out every day?
And Patrick wrote an interesting article on the state of Mac gaming. Now, gaming on Apple has been rising in popularity. Steam came to OS X. OS X started their App Store, which has some games in it. They switched to Intel, which made game designing easier. Boot Camp has long been a solution for some Apple games. However, recently, Blizzard announced that they would not be making their new game Overwatch for OS X, which is unusual. They almost always make their games available for PC and Mac. Patrick, that's the event that seems to have started you thinking. Why has Blizzard backed away from OS X, do you think?
Yeah, exactly. It was a very surprising announcement, and full disclosure, Tom's wife works at YouTube, and I used to work at Blizzard. But basically, they have been the one publisher that always publishes their games on both the PC and the Mac at the same time, and I think it's safe to say that for the past 15 to 20 years, all of the games have been coming to both platforms. So the fact that their latest game would not was very surprising. I started, it's very easy for PC apologists to light the beacon of the war between PC and Mac and go like, but the Mac is not a real gaming machine, and it's real gamers use PCs, and I think that's just silly. Obviously, the Mac is not the preferred gaming machine, but it's always been in recent years it had become more and more gaming capable. So yes, that is the reason why I figured I would look into it and try to find out why Blizzard made that decision. The reason that Jeff Kaplan, the game director, gave was that a kind of a PR talky statement saying the technology behind the Macs and the way Overwatch runs just makes it too challenging. So basically, when I started looking into this, I'm going to get to the crux of the issue. The Mac has, for a long time, been using discrete mobile GPUs, graphical chips, right? And those were not super powerful, but they were okay to run most games at an okay-ish subpar average detail level. However, what's been happening in the past few years is that Intel has been making their integrated GPUs super awesome. And by super awesome, I mean super awesome for an integrated GPU, which is still relatively low performance for an average GPU. And Apple has started integrating those integrated GPUs into all of their machines. Now, those GPUs are integrated into the CPU, so it makes for a smaller footprint on the motherboard. It's easier to design. It has a lot of advantages, and it's good enough for a huge amount of the tasks that you want to achieve. However, for demanding games, a lot of games can run on those devices, but for more demanding games and games where performance is more important, such as Overwatch, which is a competitive FPS, first-person shooter, it starts to show its limits. To be honest, it shows its limits on many different games, but especially on this one. Mm. And the problem is, what we didn't realize until now, I think, as Mac gamers, I play on both my PC and my Mac, is that those integrated GPUs have been slowly creeping into the entire Mac line. Basically, it used to be that you had some discrete mobile GPUs and some integrated GPUs on the lower end. Nowadays, they are everywhere. It's an invasion. It's like a disease. And they're not only on laptops, which could be expected, but the reality is that they are also on the majority of the desktops. All of the 21-inch MacBooks are, 21-inch iMacs are integrated GPUs only. They don't even have the mobile discrete GPUs that could be considered average. The 27-inch iMacs do have mobile GPUs, but they're basically, save for the Mac Pro, the most powerful machines that Apple sells. So it becomes a real hardware problem. I'm not even talking about the software problems that have always been there, but it becomes a real hardware problem if, a huge amount, a majority of the platform that you're developing for can only rely on very subpar integrated GPU. And I think that's why Blizzard came to that decision.
Yeah, so I mean, it sounds to me like you kind of put off Jeff Kaplan in the beginning, saying that it was kind of PR speak, but at the same time, I think Blizzard has a duty to its customers to create the best content possible. And if they can't do that for the Mac users, should they have to put out a subpar version of the game in order to make that segment happy?
Well, certainly not. I mean, I was saying PR speak because he didn't explain exactly what that technical issue was. But I think, basically after having looked at the state of the Mac lineup, I think he's completely justified in saying this. The fact is that specific game and most AAA expensive, end-of-year blockbuster games, I really don't think they're going to be able to run on most Macs being sold today, and that's a problem for gaming.
Well, that's where this becomes an interesting issue, because you could say, well, Mac sales are slowing anyway. All sales are slowing. And in fact, even though Mac sales fell 3.4% year over year in Q3, according to the IDC, they gained market share because they're slowing less rapidly than the Windows PCs are slowing. They gained... they went from number 5 to number 4 PC maker worldwide. So that's probably not it. I was thinking, well, they decided to go console. They want to develop for Xbox One and PS4. But Patrick, in your article, you rightly point out, Blizzard has enough resources that if they thought they could make a return, they could throw the resources at a Mac version if they wanted to. They just didn't want to. Here's my question, though. Okay, we've explained why Overwatch isn't coming to OS X, maybe. Is that a unique situation, though? You have Metal. You have Mac developing on OpenGL. I found a quote from Ethan Lee, who's a developer on the Monogame framework for porting XNA games to Mac and Linux, who said that sometimes he sees performance increases when he ports over. So something as complex as Overwatch may not be able to run on these integrated graphics yet, but maybe that's just for the time being sort of thing. And maybe plenty of good games will be able to run, especially when you have Steam and Unity. You can develop on Unity and have it port to OS X easily. Do you think that it's just a temporary dip, Patrick, or do you think that no, this is just a way that Apple's going with their hardware that's going to make it more and more difficult for hardcore games, maybe not casual games?
I would love for it to be a temporary dip. I really don't think it is going to be, though. It doesn't mean that there are going to be no games on the Mac. There have, always been some less performance-demanding games on the platform, and they will continue to be there. There's no reason why they wouldn't, because those integrated GPUs can run them kind of okay-ish. But there's a lot of people that are kind of, I want to say, almost in disbelief, as Mac gamers. I know that can sound like an oxymoron, but in the past 4 or 5 years, there was a visible uptick in that population. I really think, with Steam and other initiatives, it seemed like it could become something more serious. However, what I keep telling people that are, super hopeful, saying, oh, but Metal is coming, and OpenGL is getting fixed, and you have Boot Camp that allows you to run Windows on your Mac. The problem is, you can dress up a monkey all you want. It's not going to be a movie star, unless that movie is about...
Oh, you just called Metal
monkeys.
A monkey. That's fighting words.
Actually, what I'm calling a monkey is the integrated GPUs. The problem is the power output, the 3D rendering, the game performance that they can output is just not good enough. It is, integrated GPUs on my very unscientific scale of empirical estimation. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that a regular graphics card that is external from your motherboard has a performance on a scale of 10 that goes from 4 or 5 to 10. A discrete mobile graphics GPU will have 3 to 4, something like that. You can probably run your game on a low to mid settings, okay. But an integrated GPU, with all the performance increases that Intel managed to squeeze out of those chips, went from maybe a 1 to maybe a 2. And numbers don't lie. So the problem is, it's true that software is incredibly important for 3D performance, but it's not the only thing. And if the base material you have is not able to perform better than this, then it's a problem. And the problem is, you can expect that kind of performance on laptops. Laptops are known to be less powerful in most cases. But think of this. The same CPU and GPU couple that power your 13-inch laptop from Apple is going to be powering a lot of the desktop computers that they sell. You can't build a game on a platform where a majority or a lot of the desktops perform just as well, quote unquote, as your laptops. It's
well, you can. It's just not going to be the kind of game like Overwatch, right? It's going to be a different kind of game because they're, like you said, games are not going to go away on OS X.
Sure.
It's the sophisticated games that may have an issue with that. And as Shane in the chat room points out, maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe that doesn't really impact Apple's bottom line much, and so it's not a problem for them, only for those of us who really wish we could use one machine for both the OS X type stuff as well as some gaming.
Yeah,
and there may not be enough of us to make a difference.
it's definitely, you have to keep in mind that Apple tries to make a product that will be good enough for enough people, and the Mac gamer population is definitely, I mean, it's small. It's mostly Blizzard gamers, I would think. The people who are actually attached to games on their Mac, I suspect would probably be mostly people who play Blizzard games. The other people who play the games that are there just because they're there. And I think that the thing that's a little bit sad in all of this is there was, as we were saying, from 2000 roughly, a hope for the Mac as a gaming platform. Mm-hmm. And really, the only thing we need, and maybe it's going to happen, would be for Apple to offer an option of discrete mobile GPUs on their various devices, because those can run kind of on par. But I don't think it's financially interesting for them to do that. So I don't see it changing.
Would Veronica, do you play a lot of OS X games?
I don't. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a gaming PC, and I do have Steam installed on my OS X machine. I had World of Warcraft installed on there previously, and Hearthstone, and a couple other games. But they were taking up too much space. They run better on my gaming PC. I don't desperately need to have them on the go as much as I initially thought I did. So yeah, I've pretty much deleted every game from my MacBook Pro at this point, and use my gaming PC pretty exclusively for games.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to our pick of the day. Dixon picks this one. He's guessing that most of the DTNS audience would like a documentary on Nikola Tesla, and there is one that he backed on Kickstarter, or maybe Indiegogo, actually, titled Tower to the People. According to the producers, the download and Blu-ray was supposed to be available for sale this or next week, and it looks like it's up for sale right now at tesladream.com. Dixon says, I was one of the original supporters on Indiegogo and received the Blu-ray, and I can say it's high production value. My endorsement may not be worth anything, but we got the oatmeal on board, and it looks like an interesting doc. So if you want to check it out, tesladream.com. We'll have that link in the show notes as well.
I am curious about his judgment of high production value based on the website.
Well, he said high production value of video,
I know,
not
I'm just
of web
questioning
design.
his judgment of high production value. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Okay, it's not your style. I get it. It's fine.
The website, no, I'm sure the documentary's great. The website is not good.
Look, we're just taking Dixon's word for it.
I'm just
Go
saying.
check it out, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look.
that.
Send your picks to us. Feedback at dailytechnewsshow.com. You can find my picks at dailytechnewsshow.com/picks. And revisiting the Amazon Prime drone real quickly before we wrap up. On October 9th, regarding the idea of having pancakes delivered by drone from Amazon, Yavin05, the Latin tech blogger, wrote, what if I have a bullseye that the drone can see and drop the package there? It can be a piece of paper where you print a large QR code that you can place on any flat place, and the drone will see it and gently drop the package on top of it. You can put it in your backyard, on a table, really anywhere. Yesterday, in the aforementioned video hosted by Jeremy Clarkson, Amazon demonstrated a drone delivering a package to a small white square with the Amazon logo on it in a person's backyard, and the package was even gently dropped upon it. Package was not pancakes, it was a shoe. But in any case, no word on whether Yaniv05 will be playing the lottery, but his predictive powers seem to be pretty impressive.
Good job.
What should we have Yaniv05 predict next?
The numbers to the next lottery?
Will I get my Christmas cards out on time?
Yaniv05, please write in feedback at dailytechnewsshow.com and let us know the lottery numbers for France and whether Veronica will get her Christmas cards out on time. These are important issues.
Thank you, Yaniv.
And gracias, Yaniv. Merci, Patrick. And that's it. Thank you, Patrick Beja, for writing that amazing article and sharing your findings with us and providing a great discussion today, as always.
It was a sad discussion because I love games and I love my Mac, but Yes, unfortunately. But yeah, if you want to read the article, you can go to patrickbeja.com. If you want to listen to more podcasts, I have a couple for you today. The Phileas Club is the first one. We recorded one a couple of days ago, and we discussed the Paris attacks with someone from Saudi Arabia, someone from Iran, and someone from Hong Kong.
Wow.
And it was a good time all around. Yes, we managed to have a good time discussing that even. And the next one is Pixels, a show about video games and video game news, and we recorded that one with Garrett Windrill, host of The Angry Chicken, just today, and so both of those are available on FrenchSpin.com. You can go check them out.
Did the Phileas Club just download today, just post today? I don't see it.
No, it was posted on Saturday.
It didn't show up for me, so I'm going to make sure that I'm properly subscribed, because that is an amazing... I love the Phileas Club. I always have. But that is an amazing topic and an amazing group of people to talk about. You know, don't forget, folks, Patrick is in Paris, France, and he was hosting that show. So, yeah, somehow my subscription did not download.
That is strange. Yeah,
I'm downloading it now
for me, so thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Veronica Belmont, as well, for sharing your day with Patrick. That was very generous.
Anytime. I did very little talking, so really it was fine.
Well, do more talking now.
So we've got some Sword and Laser news coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned to that. Swordandlaser.com will have an interesting announcement tomorrow. Tom and I are also part of an AMA over on reddit.com today for the World Builders charity. There's a bunch of awesome, great fantasy authors over there answering questions about world building and writing books, and Tom and I are in there for some reason talking about things that we know answers to.
Talking about interviewing the authors that are talking about writing books. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's all for a good cause. There's tons of great stuff up on the World Builders eBay site that all go to charity, helping Heifer International and World Builders help make people's holiday season a little brighter for those in need. So yeah, check that out. We'll put a link somewhere, I guess, in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll put it in there right now. That's the beauty of using Google Docs as your show notes, is you can just do that.
Do that. And new episodes of Dear Veronica every Wednesday over at engadget.com/dear-veronica.
There you go. Folks, it's the holidays, and we understand more now than ever that you've got to figure out, how to get presents for all the people on your list, do some traveling, all of that stuff, and we extra appreciate your support of this show. So thank you to everyone who makes the show possible. If you can make the show possible and you've got an extra dollar sitting in there, dailytechnewsshow.com/support is the place to go. You can back us on Patreon, just $1 a month. You can give it to us on PayPal, or you can buy something from the store. Get some gift giving done at the same time. We've got a brand new DTNS mug in there. We've got a Born Ready t-shirt. If you're a fan of Patrick, we've got a Tom's Wife Works at YouTube t-shirt even. So all kinds of stuff in there. Check it out, dailytechnewsshow.com/support. And big thanks to everybody who backs us. We're getting closer every day to that milestone goal where we'll be able to bring a 6th episode per week of Daily Tech News Show from Australia with a Southern Hemisphere, totally different part of the world perspective, hosted by Peter Wells. So I'm looking forward to getting that going. Please help us if you can. Our email address is feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. You can give us a call, 512-59-DAILY. That's 593-2459. Catch the show live Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern on alphageekradio.com and diamondclub.tv, and visit our website at dailytechnewsshow.com. Filling in for Patrick tomorrow will be Allison Sheridan. Talk to you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Boom. Good show, you guys. Thank you.
Boom.
Thanks. I feel I spoke a little bit too much during the Mac thing, but...
Oh, no.
You kind of had to, though.
Yeah, you had to explain it. I was happy to just listen.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, no, that was good.
All right.
You had all the numbers.
So many numbers. And
such numbers.
It's very, maybe I should have mentioned that. It's so stark when you look at the list of devices and the ones that have integrated GPUs. It's like new Macs integrated, MacBook Air is integrated, 13-inch MacBook Pros integrated, 15-inch MacBook Pros.
It's just what Apple does. They're like, this will get the things that we think are important for our product to do done. And they're right.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I got to run.
Okay.
Show name. What do I like? I don't
Macs losing their Steam?
know. Interesting.
Clever.
That sounds about right.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you
Patrick.
for-
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Apple drops the Beats. It's pretty good.
We're going to drop this Beats app and not support it anymore after today.
Every time I see ICU's titles and it says MAC with capital letters, I'm like, MAC address?
Blizzard overlooks the MAC address.
I like our Macs losing their steam.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Elegant.
And the fact is, no, they're not yet.
Yet.
Oh, I'm getting so totally sucked into Cyber Monday stuff.
Really?
What is wrong with me?
Get your ass to Cyber Monday.
Awesome.
You
Thank
know,
you, Beatmaster.
part of the
Right.
workaround for Apple on the whole gaming thing is with the latest Thunderbolt iteration that comes with Skylake. It's conceivable to add a GPU.
Yeah, that might get better with
No,
Skylake
I mean,
processors. It's
you-
kind of janky to do that right now.
It is, but it's one of those kind of holy grails because then you could just
Yeah, that would be nice if that worked.
Well, Thunderbolt's essentially a PCI Express, like 4x PCI Express lane. Sorry.
Oh no, Ellie's like, shut up about computers, Dad. I'm trying to
You're
sleep.
boring, old man.
And desalinization wouldn't work in California,
You don't understand my generation.
Veronica.
We compute with our thoughts. I
don't
can't wait
need
for
your-
thought pewters. Although I guess I wouldn't want to be hacked.
Yeah, I don't want to. The learning curve is going to be too hard. Like the sensitivity is like, oh, that the sensitivity is for a younger person, sir. We'll have to adjust that for you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. I had a thing I was going to say, and then I forgot the thing. Now I have nothing to say. Oh, question. Should I, for the rest of the day, do a ton of work that may or may not catch me up on all the work I have to do for all the things? Or should I farm in Fallout 4?
Didn't you ask a similar question on Twitter earlier this
did.
weekend?
Okay,
And
should I
Yes.
write my script for Dear Veronica?
Or build
should
things in
I
Fallout 4?
build things in Fallout 4?
These are very similar questions, it feels like.
Should I ask this question to myself in Dear Veronica, therefore,
Oh,
all my
yeah.
bases?
There you go. And
I
have
talked
Jenny
for
answer it.
3.5 minutes about writing the script or doing Fallout 4.
Do your first meta episode of Dear Veronica.
I have to go get my yummy.com. I'll be right back.
Oh, damn. Sounds yummy.
Sounds yummy.
How far along are you in Fallout 4? Or are you just doing all the side stuff?
Yes, give us the Fallout 4 update.
Fallout 4 update. Yeah, I'm really building out settlements now. I've got hold on, I just have to tell. Yeah, so I just found, I don't want to spoil things. I just found Dr. Vincent.
Good.
And so now I have to go to that. I'm holding off that for a while, and I'm gonna the next thing on that list, and I'm doing other things.
I made it into the Institute.
You made it into the Institute already? All right, don't tell me anymore.
So just so you know, it's an entirely another faction that you can work with. So
Don't tell me that! I don't want to know that! That is a spoiler!
it's not. It's not.
All right, well, as long as I keep
Roger's
giving
saying
me
it's a game
cells.
mechanic that
Yeah.
you should be aware of, not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason I
Yes.
tell you that is because you should pick who you work with very carefully.
Well, I already work with. I can't say anything out loud.
DTNS.
I work
Sword
with
and laser.
DTNS.
Hey, I'm Minuteman
Engadget.
all the way, as of this point.
I am already signed up with a couple of different factions,
I
so
will not
those
join.
may be problematic.
I will not join the Brotherhood of Steel because they're jerks. They're like
They are kind of jerks, but I
they're like
did.
teetotaler prohibitionists. They're weirdos.
Just do what I did and accept their invitation and then never go back.
So
I've already done some work for them. I've been a bit of a bully at my farms, at my own farms.
So you're at the point where they've already come in their giant blimp, right?
Yes.
So I've been busy shooting down their little helicopter thingies.
You're shooting down their vertibirds?
Yeah, because I think they're jerks.
Oh my god.
And
There's
then
no reason
Roger
to
doesn't even
kill
drink.
them.
That's hilarious.
They're just people trying
No.
to make their way in this crazy world.
Making your
No,
way
they're
in the
trying to
world
build
today.
their own version of war.
Everything
I
A
don't
lot
like
of vertebrates.
Roger Chang shooting down your vertebrates doesn't help a lot.
That's why the militia, not the militia, the Minutemen, I
Minutemen.
think are better because they need the support of the people. The Brotherhood of Steel just comes in and shoots up a place.
Sometimes you wanna go
What?
where everybody has your power armor.
That's how I got. That's how I got all the power.
And you have people to be a farmer.
Once you shoot
You
them
want a
down,
place
it's great
where you
because then
can
you can just
go.
go.
Grow up all your corn.
You wanna go to Fallout 4 instead of doing work. Do 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 do.
You shoot them down. It's incredibly cathartic. I tell you that
There's
right.
plenty of things for me to shoot that are cathartic already. I don't need to shoot down the poor men and their vertebrates just trying to do
They're
their
not
jobs.
poor, all right? Have you seen what they wear? It's a very
Oh my
expensive.
god. This is like Face the Nation for Fallout.
It really is.
No.
Everybody's
awesome.
someone's on the left and someone's on the right of Fallout right now.
Have you seen what this faction does?
It's like,
You, sir, are out of hand.
You
Get
just
back to
can't
the
impose
gourds.
your morality on other people.
What?
You just can't impose your morality on other people. That's what the Brotherhood
Oh my
of
God.
Steel does.
That's what you're doing right now.
I'm reacting, all right? I'm reacting.
You're a reactionist.
I blow back.
On Face the Vault.
yep.
I love this game so much.
It's just gonna be going on forever.
This is
Never
the
gonna
only
end.
game I ever play again.
Yeah.
Now.
Who
I felt
needs
that
a
way about
Mac?
Witcher, though. I felt like I was never going to be done Witcher, and then it ended.
Yeah. We didn't even make it a quarter of the way through, I bet.
Witcher took too long for me. Like, the way Bethesda does their games, it's like a drug. It's really easy and quick to accomplish small things, and then build up from there. That's what makes it so addictive.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of time doing.
I spent so much time building out that gas station thing outside of Sanctuary Hills, so that's my pad.
I haven't really done anything to that, though I really should.
I even built stairs to the top, and I put like a whole new structure on top of it.
Yeah, no, I've been doing that. I did that with the drive-in movie theater. I started building vertically on that, even though there's so much horizontal space. I think I'm going to build like row houses there.
So this is the thing I discovered. You actually don't really need real physics to build. So you
Yeah,
can
I
build the
noticed that
platform
too.
out like 10 squares out.
Yeah.
And it's like hanging in the middle air, but it's a perfectly buildable space. So you could.
Drives me crazy how this is how OCD I am. Drives me effing nuts that on uneven terrain the house just sits
Yes.
on top of
Oh
it
my
and
God,
sticks
yes.
out. I'm like, for fuck's sake! It's like, why can't you fit the terrain? Just like make a hole in the ground. Just
Yes,
like
for Fallout's sake.
Yes.
that's what I said.
That's what
I
she
said
said.
that.
In case
What I
anyone
said.
in your car is asking, Daddy, what did that lady say? That's what she said.
Yeah. For Cluck. He's raising chickens.
Sorry.
Why?
I
You
do
just
love
said
gathering all
Fallout.
my Brahmin together. Like
Yeah,
building them their little feed tray troughs, and then they like.
I had a Brahmin just show up. Like somebody just brought a Brahmin.
Me too.
Was
Looking
that,
concrete
is that a day? Bring a Brahmin day?
Yeah.
What does he mean?
It's
What,
just like-
Gord? What do you mean? There's no concrete foundations for uneven terrain building, is there?
No, you can
Yeah.
break. No, you can break down concrete blocks to make cement.
Can
But you
can you
need-
put it as a foundation? Really?
No, not for a foundation, but to build some of the other things, like the
Oh.
some of the radio towers or where you need cement
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
or
No,
ceramic.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Meanwhile, my iPhone cracked. You probably can't see it.
Oh, what did you do to it? Did you drop it?
Dropped it flat on its face on the way to see Creed, which is prophetic.
Creed the movie, not the band.
Creed the movie, not the
The
band.
Creed the band no longer exists, right?
Well, in our hearts.
But
they
wait
do.
a minute, does the song from
Where
Creed
does that
go?
cement? Where? I don't. It's a type of wooden floor. Apparently, you can make a cement foundation under the floor settings that evens out the terrain.
Back on cement.
Oh, that would have totally helped because I have all this cement in my workshop.
Well, now I have to go destroy all my houses and rebuild them all because I'm inattentive like that. Damn it!
You should have
You know,
seen
just
how long it took
concentrate
me
on
to
the
build
quest.
walls.
Well, I know what you'll be doing this afternoon.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
solved that problem.
It's a neighborhood revitalization plan.
It's an urban renewal.
Urban renewal, exactly. That's what I'm going for.
You'll be like Lady Bird Johnson.
Veronica Belmont, the Lady Bird Johnson of Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm. Prefer to think of myself as a Jimmy Carter of Fallout 4.
Okay.
Seriously,
yeah,
try
that
shooting
works.
down a vertibird. It'll make things feel better.
I don't feel good
They're
about
not
that.
invincible. They're not invincible,
They're
right?
not invincible.
They're just a bunch of
I know nothing
Roger
in Fallout
Chang,
is
the
invincible.
unaligned partisan of
they're
Fallout.
just a bunch of religious zealots
Zealots.
that have really swank gear. So if you shoot a few of the knights, you can get their armor. It's pretty bad.
I don't want them to come after me. I don't want that. I'm not. Okay,
doesn't
I
want
gotta
trouble.
find Travis. By the way, have you guys found Travis in Diamond City?
No, not yet.
Which
Haven't
one's
been to
that?
Diamond City.
He's the DJ.
Okay.
No, I haven't found him. I had to get paint for the wall.
He's definitely starting to get crazy though. He is like, so he, he kind of says the same stuff all the time.
Mm.
In recent hours, he's begun kind of losing his crap. And like he like keeps stubbing his toes on something and said, "Who moved that? I did because I'm alone." And it's like he's just like he sounds like he's starting to crack. And I think there's a quest line with him. I just have to figure out how to start it because I want to meet him. But I keep looking for like a radio broadcast tower in Diamond City Market and I don't see it. So I gotta find him. He's there somewhere.
It's
And I
kind
don't
of
want
like
to
finding
Google it, I
Jenny
just want to find him.
in
Yeah.
our office
Yeah.
in real life.
Sometimes you want to go where Travis Radio Guy's insane.
Did you, find the,
perfect.
did you find the detective? That
Of course, yeah. No, Nick is my second main guy.
Is he? No, I
Yeah,
used
dog meat's my number one. I got dog meat like super heavy armor and a dog helmet and a little
What?
bandana.
I
Nice.
use what's that Irish brawler? Caitlin?
Oh, I don't have her yet.
She's terrible like at being company, but she's great because she can pick all the locks for me. I just
Where
give her all the locks.
do you find her?
She's in
She's kind of like half Brian
Combat
Brushwood.
Alley, not Combat Alley. What's that? Combat something? Like it's like a little coliseum that does
haven't
like
found that
brawling
yet.
matches.
Huh.
She hates you. Like she totally just doesn't like you, but she's a great combat person and she can pick all the locks for me.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know
Well,
what
that
I'm
brings
doing.
us to a close of Face the Vault. Thank you,
Sorry.
everyone, for
It's the only
watching.
thing I have to look forward to besides my child.